Put the kids to bed. Dad's home. We are the DWO podcast representing the Dad World Order. I am the handsome head of household, Mr. Magnificent, the one and only you can't clone me, Mike Martin. With me, as always, the rest of the Dad Wolf Pack. He is the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig, Eric Murphy.
Honk, if you hear me.
He is the milk chugging, two-time world record holding, t-shirt wearing, perpetual mid-carder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Cephas.
All right, what up, y'all? How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, sir.
Such a
Better than it should be.
Boys doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
All right. Good deal. Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast. Tonight we have with us some very special guests. The one and only Harley and Fenrir Shieldwall. How the heck are you?
We've been doing good. I was to say, just mostly traveling on the weekends, usually going out of town, but we stay busy. I mean, wouldn't you say?
Awesome.
Hey, yeah, you guys are all over. That's the wrestler's life.
The more you travel, the more you get seen.
Yes,
That is true.
I heard that.
That's
You know what? The funny thing is we're trying to do the same thing. We're just not wrestling. We're just going to shows.
Sometimes that can be fun too, though.
Like trying to
That's
grow
so
the
fun.
channel, and like we're going to Iowa in a couple weeks, and like we're not wrestling at all.
We're not wrestling at all.
Yeah,
But we're there.
We're just
Hey, we've gone out to Iowa. We've gone out to Iowa a couple times with Revolver and stuff, and we just go help out and everything. We have
Yes.
blast.
This is our first time going out to Iowa. All three of us have never even been to the state. So
You'll love it.
It's going to be awesome, man. I'm excited for it. I'm contemplating, actually. I haven't even told these guys. My 16-year-old is technically on the way. I think I might stop and pick him up and let him come to the show.
let's do it.
Yeah, take him
We
with
got
us.
a fourth ticket. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Right?
But yeah, it's we are super excited about it. We are official sponsors of Revolver. I don't know if you guys are aware of that or not, but so we are quite shills for Revolver, but I feel like we're shills for a good reason. The shows have been awesome lately, and the stacked card they have for Iowa right now, I can't believe I get to see Prince Pretty in person. I'm so excited for that.
Tommy Dreamer for me.
Tommy Dreamer too, but I love a good gimmick, man.
Guys, we get to see the funniest wrestling match of all time.
Of all time. Front row.
Matthew Palmer, Monster Hunter Matthew Palmer, Dan the Dad,
our
and
good
Prince
buddy.
Pretty.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah, that
three-way.
one's gonna. That I forgot that one. Yeah, that one's gonna be great.
That
I
one's
think it's
gonna be
Miss
I think
Mascot.
that might be in response to the last
the
I think they had
YMCA
like
gimmick.
the YMCA thing where everybody was like, "This is so dumb" or whatever, and they're like, "All right, well, let's turn it up to 11." You know?
Yeah, I
why
missed.
not?
I missed the last Dayton show. I couldn't make it.
Oh, the last Dayton show. If you'd have been there, you'd have seen us having a little gimmick of our own.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't doubt that.
Yeah, we brought so we knew Cardona was going to be in the building and he was facing Jake Christ for the title. So we're big Jake Christ marks. So we brought 30 fuck Matt Cardona signs. So when he came out, no one told him either. So we hit him the whole time.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
we made sure to clear it with Sammy and everything first. But once he came out, dude, we popped him out and the look on his face was just like, hold on. Like, wait a minute. Why are there so many of
That
these?
is fantastic.
This
That
was
is fantastic.
a still from one of the videos from that.
One of the clips. And
It's
full
That is
fucking-
great.
Yeah.
It was one of those. It was a really cool moment to be a part of, and like seeing just the videos after. Like there were a couple different angles that like it was shot from, like him walking out, and then you see his like face, like he's just like, oh, it's another show, and then his face kind of does like, what the fuck, and then you see it from the back. and you see all the signs pointing at him, and it's a
It's
that's
sea.
awesome.
coverage. Like he can't see the
Oh.
fucking ring in some parts. Like
It was so good.
I know this much. They really liked it with Revolver. So at this point, I'm going to try to get as fucking creative as possible as I can with signs. I know they're having a barbed wire rope match in Iowa, so my ass is going to make a barbed wire sign. So it's going to be
I was
super.
always like, man, Iowa's got the great cards. Iowa's always got the good cards. You know, I mean, Dayton has good cards too, but Iowa always seemed to just have a little something extra up there. I think they got like Ray
They've
Fenix.
got a bigger venue out there, so
Yeah.
Yes, that too.
They were saying they pull like thousands of people for those shows, and I'm like, holy shit, dude! Like
it was packed. I would say we went there the couple of times. It was busy as can be. We stayed busy, but helping out with anything we could. So
Hell
yeah,
yeah.
it was packed.
Yeah,
Well,
you mentioned
we're-
helping out. That was something I thought was really cool. Another cool thing about Revolver that brought us in is because we had all gone to FGW shows before then and seeing you guys there, and then seeing you guys at Revolver shows and actually getting to have small conversations and stuff, and lead to something like this. I always thought that was really cool.
I would say it's the little things like that I like sometimes too. I would say I don't often get to chat with anybody at a show. Usually I'm busy or
Yep.
trying to make sure I'm not screwing up something.
Or forgetting a bag somewhere or something. Or
God.
Mhm.
Especially with the number of props that we have for our entrances.
yeah.
I can imagine.
Do we have our masks? Do we have his axe? Do we have his chain? Do we have my shield? Do we have our fur pelts? Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've definitely, speaking of FGW, some of the work you guys did with Roach, I'm a big fan of Mr. Ryan and Steve-O. So I really like watching you guys work together. There's a bit of magic there somewhere.
That is not the first time I've had encounters with them either. I've had encounters when I was working with Darkness Worldwide, when it was me, Amos, and Fallen with Spectre managing us.
Oh wow.
I've had run-ins with them when it was me with Ryan Michaels as Blackheart Foundation, and I ran into them again when it was me and Ganger when I wasn't in Blackheart, but I wasn't in Shield Wall yet.
So many of those people you said, I am trying to get on the show right now. I'm trying to get Ryan Michaels. I'm trying to get Ganger. You know what I mean? We're trying to get all these dates worked out with a lot of people. So, yeah, there's a bunch of limitless when it comes to, there's a limit, of course, but there's a lot of really good local talent. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And
I think it's incredible how much, like I was saying before we went live, that just the amount of talent pool that is in that Dayton Hamilton area, man, is just absolutely incredible. There's been some just legendary people and such interesting people. I mean,
You
just
got Dayton right in the middle of all kinds of Cincinnati shows, and you got War right up north. So Dayton's just like right in the middle, right there to be able to just go anywhere.
yeah.
He's even noticed living in Dayton, we're right in the middle of anything to be able to just drive quickly somewhere. We have lots of options.
Yes.
So you guys are near the Dayton area?
We live in Dayton, actually.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay. Run on.
He came from New York, so out in New York, his options were very limited.
Hey.
And so out here, he's got all kinds of options.
Yeah. And we've been talking about that with quite a few different people. It just feels like the wrestling scene around the Cincinnati area, Dayton, Indiana, Northern Kentucky, it feels like it just keeps growing. Like just in the past 2 years when we've really gotten into the indie scene, it just feels like it keeps getting better and better, and I'm really excited about it.
I mean, there's a lot of stars in this area when you really think about it. I mean, a lot of people that people are really talking about come from. I mean, the Rascals, for example, Brian Pillman Jr. I mean, there's so many VSKs here a lot. You know what I mean? There's so many people that have heat, if you will, that are here in this area, and it's fun. It's really good for us because like this weekend, there's so much wrestling I could go to. I could go to Battle on the Border. I could go to NWF. I could go to there's so
I go to Collision.
yes, there's so much.
War's got the fair show that they're doing this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes, and like I have
love fair
friends
shows.
on every show at this point, and I'm like, what do I do? Who do I go see? I know one thing for sure: my ass will be in front row watching Pompano Joe win that NWF championship tomorrow. That's the plan. Pompano, let's go! Everybody's homie.
That's right, baby.
Yes, sir.
That's the dude right there. I actually, I'm pretty sure I filmed the T-shirt video you did with them, correct?
Yeah, that was like the first show we went to at Battle on the Border, I believe.
Very first show we went to.
Bad
Yep.
dudes.
Bad dudes.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah, Pompano's really cool. I've known him for a minute.
Yeah, he's good people.
He's everywhere. As I started
yeah.
going to indie shows, everyone I went to, it didn't matter where I was going, what company, Pompano Joe was there. So it was like the kind of nice, like anchor, kind of consistent, you know.
I've oddly not gotten to work against him yet, but I've reffed his matches.
Okay.
Really? That kind of blows my mind because I mean, you've been around for a minute, and so is he.
Hence
So-
why I've reffed his matches.
That's where I'm like, whoa, I'd be damned. I could have
I
sworn
was saying
you
there's
guys
a
did
few of
work.
them here and there that I just somehow haven't had a match with. I'm like, how come we haven't done that yet?
Right.
On the keyboard and played a puppy video. Technical
It's a puppy.
difficulties on the Dad World Order
No,
show.
dog.
Not a bad technical difficulty.
I guess
We'll
not.
take it.
It's the cutest technical difficulty ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. At least it was cute.
It's a good though technical difficulty. Yes, you
Cephas
are.
got muted, and we got to see a cool dog. I'm
Yeah.
happy.
So let's talk about a really cool moment you guys had in FGW, man. That was the segment you guys got to do and the match that you got to do with Deimos and Teal Piper. How, for me as a fan watching that, it seemed like you guys just kind of clicked. Was that true for you guys? I mean, did you click with Teal that easy, or it was, did it take some work? Or
No, I would say it did click because we understood each other. I've been doing this for 13 years. I've worked around enough different girls or guys to where once you start to work, it's like an instinct. As soon as you lock up and you feel it, you kind of get an idea how they're going to move, and they feel you out right away, and it just it flows so nicely.
It was beautiful.
I'll tell you what, Deimos sweats more than any person I have ever seen in my life. That
Did
guy
you
was
watch it?
literally pouring sweat. It was making puddles underneath him. I was like, how does he have this much water in him?
Yeah.
Where is it coming from?
It was like
Genuinely
I know.
concerned.
squeezing a big ball of
think,
cheese.
Amos is
Just-
still worse off than that one.
Amos, really?
Yes.
I've never paid no attention. I'm gonna have to watch. I'm gonna
It's
have to
just
watch.
bad because damn it, now I mixed up Amos and Thanos. What the hell's his name?
Deimos.
Deimos.
I know if I said it wrong, that's my bad.
Yeah, no, I just don't remember shit. But he was saved like a baby seal. So I mean, it's probably why it looked so
Zero
much
hair
more intense.
follicles.
It
Yeah.
was
zero.
it was literally pouring. Like someone had a faucet somewhere, like a tiny faucet on the top of this man's head, and it was just. I literally filmed it. At some point, I'll have to send you guys the video. It's that
Yeah.
ridiculous.
I'll admit,
It's
though,
like
when
it's
you-
like
when
the
your
Bobby
opponent's
Lashley
sweat, though.
meme, like 4 minute Bobby Lashley, 40 seconds into a match, and he's just fucking
Yes.
drenched in sweat. Yeah, that was Deimos for sure. That was a really fun. That was my first FGW show.
Oh, that was your first one.
Yeah.
I had fun with that because I got to poison Miss Jack Vaughn in the face.
There you go.
We took a
And we took a
selfie
picture
him
with him afterwards.
right after that with your spit all over him.
Still got to be me.
How does that taste? I've always wondered that.
We just use just organic
Poisoning.
food coloring.
Oh, come on now. That's poison. We know this.
Yeah.
All right, which one?
It's poison.
It's just straight sake.
Yeah.
That's even better.
The Jack would still be suffering. Oh, man, that would be great.
Oh, he was such a wonder. He was an amazing sport about it too. I love it.
Yeah,
He's
he's good.
incredible.
We're big Jack Vaughn guys. We
The
love
best
him
one
to
though, out of all of our poison mists though, would be when you got Pledge in the face.
That poor child.
He looked like the mini green giant.
Oh man, he's
Poor
still growing.
Pledge.
He's
We
still
got this.
growing into him's body.
We got to see Pledge almost die like 4 times against
Versus
SGC in
SGC.
Dayton.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Yeah.
That was a really like I just kind of FGW and Revolver collide, but seeing Alpha Sig in that match, like when they announced it, I'm like, oh, Alpha Sig's gonna get destroyed. It's SGC, and they had a fucking kick-ass match. It was awesome. I mean, granted, Pledge almost died like 4 times, but it was great.
Poor little guy.
I think Casey was close too, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, SGC was not holding back with their chair shots at all.
no. But at the
It
same
was
time,
like, hey,
neither
you
was
guys
Sig.
want to be in this match? You're gonna be in this match.
Hey, but Alpha Sig gave them
Gave it right
their
back.
their lickings too. You know
They
what I
did.
mean? They
They
hit
did.
them with
When someone hits you that hard, it's pretty much opening the door. You get to hit them right back.
Yep. And they did. They beat
That's
the
how I see it.
shit out of each other.
Yep.
It was great.
It's gotta be like with the open hand slap or a chop. It's like the first one that goes is gonna gauge how this is gonna go.
That's what
Yep.
he does with his chops.
Sometimes there's a level of, and you know, I only worked for 2 years and I didn't do anything great, but there's a level when you wrestle your friends or anyone that you're at least have enough respect to that you're like, listen, I'm gonna hurt you. You can hurt me back. We'll have Denny's later. You know what I mean? Like
Denny's late. You want to go to Perkins in the morning?
I had an opponent not show up one day out in Indiana,
Okay.
and so they made him my opponent.
Ah.
And I just got done complaining to him about how his clotheslines looked. So he
Yeah,
just,
that fucking
so he
match.
decided to show me how he fixed his clotheslines.
That guy actually.
Here, honey, watch.
But he did know what was coming right after of the I'm now going to spinal tap you till you're numb.
I have a minute. I'm gonna make this minute count.
I swear, we don't kill each other, but it's entertaining as hell when we do wrestle each other.
That's got to be an interesting therapy because
Oh my god, it's freaking amazing.
you can kick
at
each
home,
other's
just
ass
know
for a
it's
Take
minute.
it out on each other.
Even if you're not in a bad mood with each other, it's still like, all right, let's go
Yeah.
kick each other's ass for a minute.
Right?
Training.
Yes, that's what I told him. I'm teaching him.
Dishes didn't get done. Hey, you want to go to the gym?
Take out the trash.
Oh, hell yeah!
Lift your shoes out
So,
again.
man, we when we get people in as guests, we like to do a little bit of research, and I know it seems a little shifty, but if we're being honest with you, we wanted to see if you guys were as tough as you said you were. So, we hired a private investigator, and we found out that you guys might be a little bit more soft than you let on. I mean, if you look here, it clearly shows you guys just having a great time. I think that's what it's called, right? Parasailing.
Parasailing.
Yeah. And
I
what's
don't know
interesting to me,
How many
Viking that
Vikings
is.
parasail? You know, yeah.
yeah,
Hey, we deserve vacations too. I mean, come on.
and then you know we got this here. You guys like to knit, it seems.
I was
Which-
forced.
Don't tell them that. Just tell them it was mutual.
Not mutual.
Mittens for the kitty cat.
Ow, foot.
And then
Kitten mittens.
last but not least, we have you right here. This right here. This is
Spade?
not a Viking thing to do. I don't listen. You guys are just
Okay,
a
okay.
little.
See, I wanted a date night, so I had to drag him kicking and screaming. I mean,
Let's see
Vikings
those.
need a spa day.
See
you
those
know?
numbers.
hey,
You gotta exfoliate all the blood all over you. It's needed.
Hey, hand to God.
But
Worst thing
here's
about a
the thing, you gotta
pedicure
hire
is when
a
it's
different
over.
project. Best case,
Yeah.
we're just like, hey, click, and then run away.
Yeah. That's great, man. We
It's,
some-
something,
So you
it's
guys are
something we
just-
like to do here. You know, we got to do our due diligence and make sure that you know, the guests we're having on our show are up to par. You know,
they got to be properly vetted. You know, we don't want to.
absolutely.
We don't want to have anybody on here that isn't worthy. You know.
what? You guys didn't think we were actually together?
Listen, we just wanted to make sure the gimmick was real, you know, and you know, which we definitely see the whole time while you were being soft, the paint was still on, so we
Right.
know there's still Viking there, you
You're
know.
living the gimmick for sure.
Always live the gimmick.
So, man, speaking of which, how long have you guys officially been a team together now? I know, regardless of how long you guys have been together as a couple, how long have you been together as a team?
It's officially actually 1 year as of September.
Really?
September's
Oh, wow.
officially 1 year for the official debut of Shield Wall.
That's
We've been
crazy.
together prior, but September's exactly 1 year.
You
know
have
what
a
else is
lot of
the
fucking
1 year
chemistry.
anniversary in September?
What's
Say
that?
that again, please.
You know what else is the 1 year anniversary in September?
What?
The DWO podcast.
Nice. It's also my birthday.
Hell yeah, September's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, our chemistry
Yeah.
just it kind of fell into place. So if it wouldn't have worked, I wouldn't have had his team up. But it fell into
I mean,
place. The timing was good, and
It showed when before we were even tagging when we did the what was it that
There was one
5
time.
team tag team.
No. The first time me and you ever tagged, it was me, Ganger, and you got added in, and we were against the Blackheart Foundation.
I was still security.
I know, but it was still you technically teamed with me and Ganger,
Yeah, and then about almost 2 years later.
and you got to sit there and fight Big Man Bun.
Big man,
Man
but
bun. Oh yeah.
So it's like we were teaming prior, but the official actual Shield Wall came out on the back to school pay per view that was Cody Hawk's pay per view at FGW.
Okay.
you guys have such a nice chemistry together, man. It definitely works. You are one of the most believable gimmicks in well, FGW is technically not a thing right now, but while I was watching FGW, by far one of the most put together gimmicks. You guys have the look, you have the sounds, the feel, the aura, and it helps. It helps a lot. It really does.
Style in the ring definitely complements as well. You know, you're not a Viking couple that's going out there doing, you know, Hurricane Ranas off the top rope and stuff like that. You're out there beating the shit out of people.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I don't remember what show it was, but there was like a tag team fight. I think it was, I want to say it was like a big FGW show. And intermission came, and then out of nowhere, you guys just come barreling into intermission, kicking each other's ass. And it scared the shit out of me. I think it was Origins 4 or 5.
It was because we just debuted our brand new look and
5.
well,
Yeah,
5.
it was Origins
Yeah,
5.
Origins 5. But yeah, we just debuted our brand new look. We were fighting Roach, and that one. It was
That was one where you guys ended up on a roof too, right?
we were in a comic shop, Bryce's parents' house, and on the roof of FGW, and then down
I
in
was taking
intermission.
every advantage I could get, especially after they fucking kidnapped us in a goddamn van.
You're mad because they threw magic cards at you.
Andrew Mana Burn.
That one killed me. I know it was Stevel, but he said mana burn as he threw the cards at Fenrir.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, throw them. They made pure ass contact.
But don't worry, Fenrir used something similar later on when me and him had a tag street fight match over in Indiana. He had a Pokeball and threw it at our opponent.
Got a ball and nailed him in the face.
Got a couple of those right here.
A kid
Never
brought
know.
it in because it was fans bring the weapons, and so some kid brought in a Pokeball.
That's the best fan bring a weapon. Here,
Yeah.
catch your opponent. You'd have shit if you threw it and it worked.
One crazy
Oh shit!
Devin, you're screwed now.
How do I get him out? How do I get him out?
That's the thing, dude. If I was ever to be in a match and somebody threw a Pokeball at me, I would immediately curl up in a ball and just lay there and pretend to be caught.
I took advantage of the fact that there was a little soccer goal in the corner of the gym where the match was. And I had the guy over there, and he was starting to get up. And so I came running up, and I just kicked him in the face, and we all just yelled, "Goal!"
Running, sliding knees.
I love wrestling. That's like,
Oh man, we're entertained when we get to do our street. We've done a couple of tag team street fights here and there, and it's like that's kind of fun to its own point.
yeah,
Yeah.
Except for the
It's,
scene
uh,
afterwards.
yeah. Well,
I can
obviously,
imagine.
but that's one thing Cephas has always said. He enjoys somebody that can pull off a really good comedy gimmick, and
I
not
love it.
saying all but just like when you can be a really serious act, but just like insert a little bit of comedy in there, it pops me every single time because you're not expecting it, and
Right.
then when it's executed correctly, it's great.
Right,
That's
'cause
why I
we know-
love R-Truth so much. I feel like R-Truth is
There you go.
you talk about somebody being underrated. That dude has been around for 30 years now at this point.
He is
And-
78 years old.
Yeah, he looks 12. I don't understand it. But he is
His
he's
body
one of
has
my
not
all-time
changed
favorites.
once since he
Well, they-
debuted.
Black don't crack, baby. You know
Okay,
what I'm
baby.
I'm a big R-Truth fan, man. It's over there behind some laundry, but I have the 24/7 belt. I've got pretty much every figure except for 2 that WWE's released for him. So he's my favorite mid-carder. And like they called me earlier, the perpetual mid-card. I guess I got to show it off. This is how dedicated I am to the mid-card. It's been through phase 1, and I'm about to go into phase
No.
2 here soon. So
I saw that on Facebook. I was actually showing that to him.
yeah.
Did
He's
you
texting us the entire time.
Did you get Dusty
This-
to your tattoo?
What's that?
Was Dusty your tattoo artist?
No, it was Mike Ray at Broken Needle Tattoo. He
Oh, okay.
he does really good photorealism, and he did my. I got a cheese coney right here.
Okay.
After
That
he
actually looks pretty good.
after he killed that, I was
So
like,
good.
all right.
Makes me hungry.
So
every
now
time I
you
see
can
it.
tell people you've seen Cephas's wiener.
Yeah, you guys have seen my wiener on the internet.
As a
That
couple.
joke is going to make so much sense now when I see you guys are out and about.
Oh man, do you realize the first week I got it right? So we go into Skyline with my wife, and it happens to be my kid's birthday.
Oh
We
no.
went there for his birthday, and this other people were having birthday. So the Skyline robot that delivers the food sings happy birthday. So we had him sing to our son, but me being the talkative person I am, as I walk past those guys, I was like, "So whose birthday is it?" And they're like, "Oh, it's this guy's birthday. He's 18 years old." And we got to talking. He asked me what my favorite tattoo was, and I was like, "Well, since we're here," and I showed them my tattoo. And they all laughed. They took pictures. It was pretty cool, right? So then I went and sat next to my wife afterwards. I was like, "Hey, baby." She's like, "What?" I was like, "I just showed my wiener to like 7 dudes. They laughed, clapped, and took a picture." And I was like, "And we were at Skyline."
And then she rolled her eyes and called you an idiot.
Yes, there's so much ammunition with this tattoo, though. That's why I get shit like that. Got a little guy jumping on a trampoline. I got all kinds of weird shit.
See, you've got the fun ones. I have the ones that just takes me forever to think about before I get them tattooed.
I used to be like that. There's a lot of those on me. But then one day, my tattoo artist called me. He was like, "Hey, man, I got this really cool portrait of Patrick Swayze as a centaur. You want to get it tattooed on you?" And I was like, "Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, I do." And it says
Well, that's
Road
how it
Horse.
starts.
It says road horse.
Yeah, it says Road Horse, and he's dressed like Chippendale's version of
Yeah.
Patrick Swayze.
So when I didn't know he had that tattoo until we went to a show. What was it, like a month ago?
Yeah,
It
was
was
wearing
Cincy
shorts?
Wrestling, and he's wearing shorts, and I was walking behind him. We were walking to the venue, and I just looked down, and I'm like, "That's Patrick Swayze as a centaur," like in my head. And I just said, "Cephas, do you have Patrick Swayze as a centaur tattooed on your calf?" He's like, "Yes, I do."
Even saying it out loud.
Yeah, it's like what?
Oh,
And that's the thing. Like I thought I had a goofy one. I got the Mick Foley. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Nice.
And like I thought, anytime I've shown that to anybody, they're like, "Oh, it's so funny." And then I see Cephas's, and I'm like, "He's got me beat by a million miles." He's got Steve Irwin tattooed on him. He's got Jack Black's face.
Irwin.
Oh shit.
I
Crikey.
don't know if I can show off Jack Black or not. Yeah, I can, kind of. There's Jack. The Undertaker as well. No, that's the dude. That's the Undertaker. Yeah.
Dude abides, man.
I'm actually a legitimate dudist priest, and if you guys weren't already scheduled with a what's it called, a pastor or whatever, I would offer my services because I am a reverend in the Church of the Latter-day Dude. But yeah, I'm assuming you guys have got that already figured out. You guys are getting married how soon from now? What is it? Next month?
Mid-September is our wedding.
Woo!
We're
See,
I would
September
say
isn't
we
awesome.
confirmed that they do have an officiant actually within the next week.
Hey, if something happens and you want the only issue is I don't do religious weddings. I do non-religious. It's kind of like Taoism, if anything.
The
It's just-
closest thing we're coming to religious is it's a Viking wedding.
No, see, I don't know shit about that, but if anything were to happen and you needed someone to step in, holler
An
at you.
emergency.
See,
Break
that's
glass.
awesome. I like this option. I love this option.
I've done 2 weddings now. And both of them are still married, so I am at a fucking 2 for 2, 100%
Right.
success rate. So
Well, I'll say
If you
this.
need like extras to stand in, I have like an entire Viking sleeve, so
oh,
I can
I've been
stand there
staring at that already the whole time.
and look like one.
I got the same haircut as
Oh, yeah.
Federer.
You got the whole. I don't know if you can see
In
all
fact-
that, but
Nice hairstyle, dog. I feel like you and I, we got similar fucking hair.
Kindred spirits.
yeah.
I was gonna say we're not gonna say the date of the wedding, but it's at the Renaissance Festival, which is even making it even better.
Oh,
Yes.
it's dope.
That is super cool. I
How
love
can you
going
not
there.
have a Viking wedding at the Renaissance Festival?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love to go there and drink the Blue Moon on tap with a slice of orange in it. That is just like the best fall day to me.
Yes.
I still get a wood or the cider, like the woodchuck ale.
I thought you were gonna say you get a Woody.
Well, I mean, have you seen the Mud Show? Wow,
See, I'm just a sucker for
bunch of
meat.
grown men rolling around in mud. I mean, can you help it?
Hey,
I'll
they
tell
have
you
the
what,
Mud Show. They have the Mud Show.
Yeah.
they
Do
do.
they? I used to work with a
Must.
guy that made homemade mead, and that shit is dangerous.
That's the best part.
It
It's
was
like
so good, and I drank way too much of it way too quick.
It's like a flavored version of moonshine.
Yeah.
He's like, do you
It's a
want regular
different type
or
of
high
drunk
octane?
too, man.
Like,
Oh, you want to drink this thing that tastes like liquid honey and wonderfulness and be effed up in 5 minutes? Go ahead.
Yeah. An hour later. I don't know
we,
who the fuck I am.
we went,
Yeah, for
we
real.
went on a 4-day weekend down to Gatlinburg. He hates wine.
Fuck one.
But we found this one little tastery that we were taken to, and he ended up falling in love with the wine there. And then they had frozen mixes. They had a frozen honey wine. I'm like, oh, sold. You just made me a slushy mead.
Done.
Exactly what it tastes like.
Bro, I'm right there with you though, Fenrir. I can't stand wine for the most part. But then just this past year, my father-in-law gave me a citrus wine, which was the first time I'd ever had an orange wine. If you have never, try that shit, bro. It blew my mind. I was like, well, fuck, I like this. I could be a wine guy. Citrus wine is right up my alley. I just can't
I
stand
like
something
me
too dry.
like a homemade like blackberry wine, like that somebody made in a barrel. Yeah.
That's it.
the
And I
stuff.
share the bottle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
that
technically,
shit.
I
you
am.
liked it.
I'm the odd man out. I like wine. I like a good
I like
Cabernet-
wine.
Cabernet Sauvignon.
Not that
Bougie.
in depth into wine.
We've
Bougie
had
ass.
a few podcasts on here where Mike's sitting there.
The goblet.
Some bitches like, look at the tannin, how they swirl.
I have a distinguished palate, you know. So I mean, excuse me for being a little bit
We'll go with our
refined.
horns.
You're the resident veteran. You're allowed.
So we got to talk about games a little bit because I know you stream. I know you
He's
stream on
more
Twitch.
of a gamer than I am. I'm
you have all
newer at it.
followers, so fuck off.
I had help. I had some help.
So
And let's be honest, she's
You're a
probably
female,
funner to watch
so.
than you are.
He didn't have a camera on his either, though.
You hit my settling voice of rage and laughter and bullshit.
Yeah.
You shoot
I don't
shit.
think
I
I'd want-
don't.
There's not. Yeah. I don't really want very many people to listen to me play video games. It is not pleasant.
So what are you guys playing right now? What's your game of choice right now? Are you guys into Baldur's Gate? Are you guys playing that right now?
No, actually.
Oh man, Baldur's Gate 3 is right up your alley. Check that shit out. Baldur's Gate 3 is it's new. It's out on PC, but it isn't out on the console yet. I don't think so.
Oh
but
no,
that-
I have a very weird taste in games. That's why not a lot of people usually watch my Twitch, but I do get some people watching it
Hell yeah.
because I do more the fun, puzzly kind of games. I mean, heck, I'm a dork that plays Spyro.
Bro, I love
Hey.
Peggle so much. I will play Peggle.
Peggle is
24
one of
hours.
my
Peggle.
favorite games ever. I also bought the whole Spyro trilogy and Crash Bandicoot trilogy when they remastered them.
I got to
Dude.
rebuy it because my PlayStation account got screwed up and they locked it
Lame.
from me. So I had to start my PlayStation account all over and rebuy my games one at a time.
Oh,
My son
That's
had to do
rough.
that.
oh.
It
Xbox.
sucks. I found a few of them on sale. Like now I have all three of the Batmans like for $5. I got those on sale. So now I have all the Batman games.
Did you guys
Hey,
ever
Jeff.
play It Takes Two?
Yes.
We did not finish it, and it's on his console. We got to finish it,
I always told you we want to play it.
which is so funny because he may be the gamer, but as soon as we play those 2-player games like Overcooked, It Takes Two, A Way Out, I end up yelling at him.
Well,
Come on!
I don't
I
do
love-
it enough.
I love couch co-ops because I actually play them with my daughter. She's 7, and
Oh.
she's starting to get really into gaming. And like, she likes the Roblox and Minecraft and all that stuff. But like when Shredder's Revenge came out, like me and her sat there and played that all day long and beat it in one day together.
Nice.
And
That
that
game is
was
so good.
like playing, the old Ninja Turtles games when I was a kid on Super Nintendo, and then being able to play that with my kid now, like that was so cool. And then like It Takes Two, we ended up playing that together, and it's always so funny. She gets so anxious, like when she can't do something in a game. She's like, I need help. And I'm like, just relax, okay? Like you'll get it.
You'll find it out. Just breathe and look around.
Yeah.
Shut up, Fenrir.
Yeah.
What? Because Shut
Shut up, Fenrir.
What's that over there? I don't know. Clay goes the opposite way. Well, I'm done.
Sounds like you might have touched on something they've talked about.
Right.
Every single time we game. Damn
Listen,
it.
my rule for that, whenever my wife asks me for help on something or like something like that, I'm like, look, follow the Zelda rule. Go to the left. If you can't find something, just keep going to the left. If you can't figure it out and you've already went all the way around to the left, go to the right.
Oh,
And if
every time
that-
when it falls into my character's supposed to go shoot something, I look at him and go, how long do you want to sit at this level or how fast do you want to move on? Because my aiming sucks.
Oh shit. So do you guys play any Telltale games at all? Like Wolf Among Us, Walking Dead, stuff like that?
I just finished the Walking Dead series.
Dude, so check out The Wolf Among Us. We haven't set a date yet, but we are officially booking Adam Harrington on our show, and he is the lead voice for Bigby, the wolf in that game. And that if you like, it's all about fairy tales and real world. It's basically like New York City, but there's like the fucking Easter Bunny and shit, and werewolves and shit. And it's just it's really fucking good, man. It's like a fairy tale, dark fairy tale thing. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's just a story too, so all you gotta do is just click a button here and there. That's the type of shit I like when I come home from a long day of work. I enjoy a game that doesn't make me have to think. You know what I mean? That's why I like Edward so much.
You play the games where you shoot crap. I mean, heck,
No.
you just installed Texas Chainsaw Massacre today.
Yeah, and I'm killing
So did I.
it.
So did I. We'll have to share gamer tags, man. Maybe we'll get on and chainsaw some people together.
Absolutely.
There you go.
I mean, after Wednesday night, how could you not?
Yeah. Wait, what? Hold on.
Wait, Wednesday night. What happened? What I missed?
Oh yeah, on fucking AEW. That shit was
Texas
trash.
Chainsaw dates.
Oh, that's right. You don't stay up to date.
I don't. I enjoy
So,
doing the
no.
wrestling, not necessarily 100% following it. I admit
AEW
this.
With your favorite Jeff Hardy, just did a Texas Chainsaw Massacre death match. That was the most stupidest fucking death match I've ever seen.
That does sound a little.
It
When
was.
when you have the pretty lady Leatherface come down, and it's like, okay, it's
Bro.
Jeff Jarrett's wife.
Oh God.
Bro, it was so bad. It made RoboCop look good.
Yeah,
Which RoboCop?
I'm talking when he helped Sting, when he broke Sting out of the cage. It made that segment look good. So that, and it's pretty bad. Like if you're gonna, they fell to the ground as the guy's coming with the chainsaw, and he just stops in front of them and just swings it at him like I could hit you. I'm not gonna, but I could.
I'll say, where'd they think the logic was going to go when you involved chainsaws?
That's what I'm saying. Like at
It's
least
one thing to bury a person in a casket. You can at least go get them after the segment.
And if we're going to talk chainsaws, we at least got to mention Nate. Nate, for example, will at least chase you with his chainsaw. And if he gets to you, there will be a reason why he's not hitting you with it. You know what I mean? Like when they just sit a random person out there in a outfit with a chainsaw and he just waves it like this. It was literally
like I'm sorry, are you trying
God.
to kill him, or are you trying to do the cha-cha?
it literally might be the worst segment yet in AEW. And I know that's a lot of people were probably yelling at me right now, like, what do you mean? No, that literally was probably the worst 45 seconds in AEW history at this moment.
Okay.
You
Like,
know when
that's
they
how
said
bad it was.
death match, though, there wasn't going to be a true death match on live television.
That'd be really fucking cool if just
Floating
Jeff Hardy
barbed
killed
wire
Jarrett.
death match.
I mean, they
More.
kind of the closest thing they had was Jericho versus Nick Gage. Remember that? Like 2 summers ago.
Yeah.
I was just reading
That
about
was
that today.
wild, dude. When
Yes.
MJF said Nick freaking Gage, I was like, what? And then Jericho came out with his dumbass
The
Painmaker face
trials
paint.
of Jericho.
He needs to just retire. That boy's done too much.
Who?
Don't say that in front of Cephas. He'll go on a
Who?
rant.
We are mortal enemies. Chris Jericho could come out on.
And let's just go ahead and talk without Cephas is going to be muted for a little while.
Yeah,
Um,
he means well. I swear he does.
Cephas.
Are you ready to come out of timeout?
Chris fucking Jericho's the man. Okay.
I'm not saying he's not, but Jesus Christ, oh, you gotta say fucking stop.
He's long and
No, there's not. Ric Flair could wrestle tomorrow, and I would buy it. Just say.
Oh, that man should not wrestle.
I'd
tomorrow.
worry
I love
about
the
him.
man to
I
death.
definitely would worry. about
yeah,
him.
he definitely should not
I was
wrestle
just saying, no,
anymore.
no, no. I love that man to death, and I don't want to see that match.
I don't either, but I'd watch it.
Dude, Ric Flair's last match was bad enough. That was
That was tough.
That was
That
hard.
was very tough.
That's
the faking like 3 heart attacks during the match that I thought every single one of them was real. Like, oh, this is
Yeah.
happening
If I
now.
borderline real, it's just like, hold on.
Hold on. Let me get.
I can't. Here I was. Getting on. Then he had to bring.
they don't
beer.
inject him with adrenaline. It's just vodka.
Yeah. Here, just a little. They got a little dripper.
Slipping
There you
Ricky
go, Rick.
and Mickey. Oh man.
And he doesn't even like shy about it. He's like, yeah, and I still drink. I'm not gonna not drink. I just have it to a regiment. I start with a couple of Mick Ultras in the morning, then I move to this, and and then move on to the hard stuff at night. And it's like,
Yeah.
What?
And then he posts like, oh, 2 years ago today they gave me a 5% chance to live, and it's like, yeah, what are you doing with that, bud?
Having
really
a good time.
Having
Yeah.
a good time.
You know-
Anyway,
I can see him living to 110. That's all I'm saying. Some bitch be old as shit.
he will be that guy for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Look at the kitty. We got a special guest.
Kitty.
What's
It
your
is
kitty?
Mr. Groot.
Groot. I am Groot.
I'm
Yep.
Groot. I'm Groot.
I actually literally got him the day before lockdown happened, so he's my COVID kitty.
There you
Aw.
go.
Yeah, I lightweight enjoyed lockdown because I got to do all kinds of fun
I was
activities.
gonna say, now you gotta get in the Groot match off. God damn it.
Oh, hold up. I gotta grab another one.
Exactly.
Ugh.
I'm not getting off.
Darn it!
I'm not getting up. Yes, bitch.
Bernard, go put on your Groot
If
costume.
you want to win this, it's behind my back.
No, that's Grogu.
That's the point.
He's doing Groot, not Grogu.
Yeah, my little flower pot. I keep roaches in him. We apparently at this point we just need to hang out.
I thought you were going to say, it's like, here, I bring you a Mothman.
I mean,
Uh.
I'm
We go do karate in the garage.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bags of Doritos with a katana.
Bro, that sounds like a fun time, legit. Like if somebody
It
hit me
does.
up like, "Hey man, I got a bunch of expired Doritos and a katana. You want to hang out?" Yes,
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll
Yes,
bring
I do.
Groot.
Full.
Groot can watch.
Oh man.
So
Your Guardians. I need to watch that.
yeah. I still haven't seen Guardians 3.
I just watched it again the other day. It's
I
beautiful.
haven't seen the third one yet.
Well, my daughter saw it and she said it makes her really sad. And every time I've been like, "Hey, I have time to watch it," she's with me and she's like, "I don't want to watch it again." So I have to like,
Oh, it's going to be one of those days.
It's
Yeah.
well, it's like a
It's they said it's the end of their particular run. It's the end of that trilogy, right? So I mean, there's
It's just
probably
a-
going to be some sad moments.
the Rocket origin story is
Yeah.
is kind of what tugs at your heartstrings. He has just one line in there, and it's just like, oh my god, you just melt when he says it. But
well,
yeah, I
and
can
that's-
definitely see where Emmy's coming from.
M's an animal lover,
Yeah.
so yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
am
and then
Groot.
probably because humans suck and animals are incredibly awesome.
No,
Yeah. No doubt.
Hell yeah.
rolling around.
So you guys have anything coming up here in the near future, or what are the prospects looking like?
Was it
Next week we go
next
to
week?
Wisconsin.
Next week we're up in Wisconsin, so we make a debut up in Wisconsin. Well,
Oh wow,
I do, and he's gonna be my manager for that day.
Okay.
I actually pull up the poster for who I fight, and the week
I don't
after
know.
that,
You haven't shown me that poster.
and the week after that, we're at Summit.
Supreme. God damn.
We're at 2 new places. I'm trying to remember the damn names.
Being dropped
This
on
is
my
so
head
horrible.
Sucks.
that's why God gave us smart
Supreme
fins.
Wrestling facing custom made.
Okay, yeah. In 2 weeks, we're at Supreme Wrestling over in Indiana, facing Custom Made.
Okay.
Ooh,
But then in,
Where is that? Where is that at in Indiana?
Where's that?
That is going to be in Harmony Park, S'more, Indiana. Is that how you say it?
Some more.
Like s'mores?
Yeah.
That's better than less
S-E-Y,
Indiana,
more.
I guess.
How can I have some
More?
more of nothing?
Ew.
Well, awesome. Glad you guys got stuff coming up.
I'll say then we get to go out to West Virginia again in that's in October. Yeah, that's in October
I'm
after.
checking it right now.
That's in October after everything. Because we'll be back at Battleground Wrestling.
No, it's in November.
Okay, that one's November, not October.
Okay.
Right, still around there.
Yeah.
I have a calendar for a reason.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's what we started doing one because we were booking so many guests and we were like booking people on the same dates. Like, oh no, we can't do that. Get a calendar.
We do the shared calendars to keep him from booking on something I already booked, and same vice versa. Yep, it's the only way.
Yep.
It's the easiest way to work a tag team. So
Trust me, we still almost do it, and we have a calendar, a shared.
We
calendar.
even message each other like, "Hey man, I'm gonna book this person for August 37th," and they'll be like, "All right, that's cool." And then fucking 10 minutes later, after I book that person, they'll be like, "Hey man, fucking really big superstar guy just hit me up and wants that particular 37th."
Oh no!
Yeah,
That specific date that you just booked 10 minutes ago.
yes. Then you got to message the guy that you booked already, and you're like, "Hey, I'm a dumbass."
I gotta bump you.
Well, I appreciate you guys working with us because his work schedule changed.
It happens,
Nice.
man.
Yeah, no.
We
we've
all
been
got
through
our
that,
own work
a lot of that.
schedules and know how that goes for sure.
Yeah, he
I
went.
I worked a really weird schedule for a lot of years, and I'm finally on somewhat of a normal one, and it's been a pretty big change, that's for sure.
He's
Yeah,
gotten a
it's
minute
like-
to get used to, but at least he still has the day, so we can still go do our wrestling all the week on the weekends.
That was
There
my
you
one
go.
deal with the boss.
How did
That
you-
is all that matters.
Now, how did you make your way down to Dayton from all the way from upstate New York?
Your
So, you want
turn.
me to tell the story?
Tell the story. She does all the talking. Come on.
Go ahead.
No, she does. Fuck.
That's what they're saying. Your turn.
So basically, one day, make a longer story short, we met on TikTok. As a complete joke, we installed the app because mainly my buddies were sending me all these TikTok shit, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking watch it. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to do this. And then one of my coworkers said, "Oh, you might as well just get it just to see this stuff, just to have a laugh." And then I'm like, "Sure, fuck it." And then all of a sudden, about doing a couple of things, doing the Viking stuff, because that's why one of the main things why ours is different from a lot, like you guys said earlier about our gimmicks, because we do this almost on a regular basis. We live and breathe Norse. I did one of my videos of doing a meditation deal, and all of a sudden she follows me. I said, screw it, you know what? Doing a big follow back. We got to talking. Hey, let's go to Facebook, it'll be easier instead of, waiting for the pings. All of a sudden, oh shit, we're friends on Facebook already.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Yeah, he was already following me because I was a wrestler.
Huh.
Then
Awesome.
From there, we came up for Christmas.
Yep.
Spent a week up in New York. I came down for Valentine's Day. Got fucking COVID.
So we got stuck here for a month instead of just 2 weeks.
Somehow didn't kill her or Michaels.
We found it as kind of a nice little trial run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey,
Hey, you want to see what it's like to live together and also be miserable?
So that
Figure
kind
it
of
out.
makes me feel good because you're not from Ohio at all, are you?
No.
He's not. No.
I have literally lived, and these guys can attest to it. I have literally lived this past year of my life that I've seen you being around here in wrestling, thinking that you were someone I went to school with, and I was telling these guys like, God damn it, he was such a chode in school, and then now I'm sitting here thinking like, I don't think that's him. And then you said you lived in upstate New York, and I started looking shit up. I don't want to give away your last name in public, but
Thank you.
your last name is very similar to his last name. So I even screenshotted it so I can send it to these guys later because I literally was like, God damn it, I'm on a Friday, and then I realized that wasn't you. So there we go. All right.
I
See,
can
after-
confirm that guy who's talking to me, he was like, this guy's such a chode. Like, God damn it.
I thought you were someone I went to school with, but thank God you're not. So
See,
You're a
when
cool
he's down
guy.
here for Valentine's Day, though, I got him a one-on-one training session with Cody as a gift. To be like, here you go, since you're
Oh,
starting
God.
training your wrestling. So I bought him a one-on-one training session with Cody. He
That's
fell
awesome.
in love with being trained by Cody.
I bet.
So
I got a little bit of training by Cody, and I understand what it's like, man. So I mean, he
I'm
has a
Cody Hawk
magic
trained.
way with it.
That's who I go to. I'm Cody Hawk trained.
That dude
I,
has quite the tree. They call it
So when he
family
decided
tree
to-
or
Well, like when he decided to move, he went for not only was I here, well, then he also got to do training with Cody. You got a win-win right there.
Exactly.
right.
That's
wrong
that,
with that.
you know, sometimes you gotta roll some dice to see if you can move forward a few steps. You know what I mean? And it's scary sometimes. You know what I mean? It really is when you just,
He moved
especially
2
commit
states
to
away
something like that. You know?
and knew nobody.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's one of the cool things I've found, I guess, you know, in life in general, but a lot more recently, just in wrestling,
Right.
is the amount of, like, I believe Cephas has used the word, like, serendipity of it all. Just how things just kind of happen for a reason. I mean, like, the reason all three of us are on here right now is because I was late to a signing, and that's how I met Cephas. And we all
Well,
became friends.
We laughed at with the fact that we met on TikTok. We just absolutely laugh about it, and now we're getting married next month.
Right. And you know, he came down there and got COVID and had to stay there for a month, you know, like it just, it's such a cool thing to me that it's, you know,
Wow,
stuff
it's cool
happens
that
and
he
you may
got
not
COVID.
think it means anything. But
Wow,
it does.
Eric.
Wow, Eric, you say it's
What?
cool that our guest got COVID. Wow.
Ouch.
The-
I would
They're
be
getting married, aren't they?
It wasn't such a bad thing. Not on top of that, and this you guys can chuckle because she knows this. The one thing that you made when we were here, when I found out I didn't have taste buds, and how I actually straight up tested.
What, my chili?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
what did I do to your chili to be like, I can't taste shit. I don't believe this.
He put so much hot sauce on my chili. I swear to God, that boy should have been sick to his stomach.
Yeah.
He couldn't taste crap.
Isn't that
I'm
the
a hot
weirdest?
sauce guy, and I'm like, you know what? Just took the lid off and went boom.
Because
boom,
specifically the hot sauce he had, we got it from Jungle Gyms because they don't have something like Jungle Gyms in New York, so I
No, we
took
do
it to
not.
Jungle Gyms.
Jungle Jim.
I bet he's in heaven.
And
East
so
Main
it was
or the real one?
The real one.
That's right.
No. I had to take him to the good one because I
Yeah.
had to take him to the fire truck since he liked hot sauce.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Could not take him to the
Actually,
fire
I
truck.
think I saw the hot sauce. Let me grab it.
You do. You don't have to.
I'm grabbing it.
Okay.
We like show and tell.
It's like a
He
little
won't
medicine
won't
bottle.
get up to find your Groot stuff, but damn it, he'll get up for hot sauce.
It's because Groot was behind him. Well, not Groot, but Grogu is what he's
Grogu.
talking about.
Bro, I swear to God, we need to hang out or something because got him right here.
Okay, when I do my Twitches and I don't feel good, I usually have my giant Grogu giant onesie robe, just put
Yes.
it over my head, and it's a blanket that I get to wear.
Hell yeah.
I
That
wear
is-
that thing to the movie theater because I know that place is cold.
Oh yeah. My wife brings blankets and all kinds of stuff.
My daughter, we went and saw the new Turtles movie last weekend. My daughter brought a blanket with her.
God, that's
You
so
have the
good.
recliners. Why are you not going to bring a pillow and
Right?
blanket?
Well, that's
anymore?
what, like, I have never done that before, ever. And she was like, I'm going to bring my blanket. And I was like, you can't bring a blanket to the movie theater. She was like, I do
I
it
mean,
all
everyone
the
else
time.
do it.
And I'm like, okay, whatever.
I guess.
Well, see, I kind of got grandfathered into the whole Cinemark monthly thing that rolls over.
Oh, I love it.
I had it before COVID. I never canceled it, and so it actually accumulated tickets over each month.
Yeah.
So I still have a crap ton of free tickets.
Yeah.
Got your movie fiasco?
Hey, the blessing in disguise that it rolls over.
Yeah.
I-
My
you
wife
guys-
likes achieving things, and they have like a platinum membership if you buy so many movie tickets. So we literally see every notable movie that comes out
They
because she
mostly
wants to hit
roll over because
platinum.
we can't seem to find the time to go sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's
lot
his
of
hot
early-
sauce that he had. It's called
Lethal injection.
lethal injection. So it looks like it's in a prescription thing.
No.
Oh,
It is.
good
Hold on.
Lord.
Is it extract? Extract
Almost
based?
Well, it's actually in a prescription looking vial.
Jesus Christ.
And it actually specifically tells you do not exceed 1 drop.
And I'm like, you know what? Boom, 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 boom. I'm either gonna die today, or I really don't. Or I, really
I was
It
going to
might
say,
have
that
cured COVID.
had to fuck up your shits.
Oh,
Like, you may not have been able to taste it.
You want to talk about when you tried the Black Widow one I bought you?
You're a bitch.
You trying to kill me, y'all?
I bought him the Black Widow one only because I was called Black Widow when we first started talking. So I'm like, here, let me get you the Black Widow hot sauce.
Then about, what was it, 6 months after I moved, we said, we're trying to figure out something to do for TikTok. She goes, oh, do your hot sauce shit. I'm like, cool.
You have 100 hot sauces. Why would I not
That's an
suggest it?
understatement at this fucking point.
Okay, you have
So
about 150 hot sauces at this point.
But I go to do it, and I'm like, oh, cool. Mid recording, I'm like, oh, you know, it'll be fine. Like, just do a quick little tab. No, not a drop. That much came out of the fucking thing, and I'm like,
Well.
COVID.
Oh, how fast that boy got hiccups was just actually.
I don't.
He's
Right?
sitting there trying to hold it while he's just
Start
talking for the recording. And
Sweating.
he's like, cut
I
it.
got
Cut it.
3 words in. I said, shut the fucking video. Died for about 15 minutes.
You've
These
done
hiccups
one
are the
promotion.
worst.
Fuck that. I will never do that again.
What is that? That hiccup, man. It's painful.
It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah, it's so bad.
I've never
I tried
seen
Death by
hot sauce
Salsa
that
at Pepper
was
Palace
before
down in
either, so that-
Gatlinburg, and
Ah,
immediately
that's where we
regret-
went, actually. We've got him some hot sauce from Pepper Palace in Gatlinburg.
Yep. That
Yeah.
place is
We
on.
got the
That's
Death by
what-
sauce.
The end or Death by?
I had Death by Salsa, which
Salsa.
was so like when
Ah,
you walked in, there was like this globe. It had like the world's hottest hot sauce and flashing red light right
Yep.
next to it.
Oh.
So I'm like, I'm not even thinking. Just I'm used to dipping my chip in salsa, and I
Yep.
just go for it, man, and just whoop, hit the back of my throat. And, oh, somebody got something hot.
I don't think I've told
Man.
you this story. So, going back way before I met you,
I have a better story you have to tell
That's
today
fine.
after this.
me and my buddy, we were out. Mind you, this is when I was like in the middle of doing, just collecting my hot sauces and stuff. He had a new girlfriend. Obviously, I won't say their names for respect. Well, we were at Pepper Palace, and if you ever go, when you go there, they have the end sauce.
You're
And they
talking
make
about you went to the one in New York, though.
Yes. And they have, if you ever do it, if you ever offer to do it, you have to sign a waiver that you will not sue, you will not do anything, no matter what happens. This hot sauce bottle comes in a bottle of that freaking big.
Isn't this how you got the T-shirt?
Yes, that's how I got
Ah!
I scribed the end sauce.
Oh
Because,
my!
that entire little bottle is a life supply.
Oh my!
If you ever,
Oh,
if
my.
obviously you've seen like the little droppers and stuff, the dropper's about that big.
He's like, you do 1 drop for 5 gallons of chili.
Yes.
Yes,
That's exactly
essentially,
what it
yes.
Well, I took it like a champ the last time we were all there, and he goes, "Oh, I'm gonna try it." And I look at him, and I'm like, "You don't do hot things. You are horrible with hot things." Yeah, well, maybe she'll think it's cool. And I'm like, I was about to stop him. Then a New Yorker came out.
I can just hear
Sure, go ahead. Let's see how tough you are today.
I can just hear the phrase "dumb ways to die" going through my head right now.
The girl was telling him, you only do this drop. It's like half a regular drop. And he goes, "Oh, it's fine. I'll be fine."
Like half.
The moment
Nope.
it hit his tongue,
But-
he was this close to vomiting
Oh,
immediately. I had to escort him halfway across the ball, take him to the restroom, and have his hands in the water because he almost touched his face.
ooh,
Oh.
no! Don't touch your face.
Yeah.
Ooh. No.
Well, my friend was called Eye Patch Pete after that. Oh
No,
man!
I have a good story. I think that you should tell that they're gonna love
What?
when you went to go try and cut a promo.
Oh my god!
Oh,
This
I
guy
told you
loved
that's a
promos.
podcast story. I told you that. Tell them the story.
So I'm
Come
doing
on.
What we do for our stuff with promo stuff.
We try and make it look woodsy or at a fireplace. We try and make it look nature.
Here, I'm gonna break right here. Where I usually do my solo freaking promos, it's like down the fucking road a bit.
But we have a little bit
There's
of
so much
edge
woods.
woods behind our place.
Well, the place I normally go to was muddy, and I'm like, I'm not for this fucking promo.
Mess up my fur boots.
I decided to go, I'm gonna go on the side of the road, a little bit in a bit.
See, he knows you didn't want to mess up your fur boots.
Yeah.
Hey, we get that.
I am not getting dirty.
Exactly. Oh, it was 10 o'clock at night. So, yes, that was his attitude of I am not getting dirty and it's drizzling outside.
Outside, cutting the promo, and going back and forth trying to do it, and I'm like, fuck, mind you, I have a Peloton I had my hair pulled down, stopped doing the whole thing. All of a sudden, like I
And
stopped.
our mask in his hand. Those
Yes.
skull masks
Skull
that we
mask.
wear.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm trying to cut it. Trying
This
to
is-
cut this card.
Nighttime, mind you.
Yep. 10 o'clock at night. This car goes by, and I'm like, kind of slowed down a little bit, then gas. I'm like, what am I going to do? Next one, fuck it. I'm going to go full bore with it. Fuck it.
No.
I hit record. All of a sudden, I look up, and it does a 180. Comes back down. Hit record off. What are you doing? They ask. I'm like, doing pro wrestling shit. Why? Well, what are you doing here? It's like, because I'm not getting in the woods. Then then the other person in the car goes, well, you look weird. I said, I'm a fucking Viking wrestler. Is there any goddamn reason why you have to bug me at 10 o'clock at night? My hair pulled down, had the mask in my hand.
Which looks
And
like a
Peloton.
fucking skull.
Yeah.
Thank
They-
God the axe was in the car.
The car, no,
I was gonna say you need the axe. They would have left you alone.
right?
No, the
What?
next part would have happened faster and worse.
Car floors down the road. I'm like, whatever, fuck this shit. Get my composure back, do the promo, finish it. I gotta put stuff in the car. I turn around, red and blue blinking lights.
Oh,
I'm like,
Like I said, could have went
son of
worse.
a bitch. Cop gets out of the car, and I said, "Hello, officer." He goes, "You will not believe the call I got." I said, "What is some weird, shady-looking guy with a skull in his hand, with a fur on the side of the road, talking to a fucking camera?" He goes, "Well, that is exactly the one I received." I said, "I will go in the car and I will show you." He goes, "Oh, go ahead." I pull out the mask, put it on the car and stuff, put the Peloton on the car. And he goes, "Oh, okay, you're good." I said, he turns away. And I go, "Do you want to see what I do to look like this?" Sure, why the fuck not?
Because he was cutting this promo for my charity show that I put on.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes it better.
He's
What we look like in the ring. He goes, "That's cool." And I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "So you're not wrestling?" And he goes, "Nah, this is the funniest fucking thing tonight I had to deal with all damn night."
you
For a
he
guy
went
that
home
fights
and told his
dopeheads
wife-
all night, meeting a Viking in the woods is probably a treat.
He went home and told his wife, like, "Babe, tonight I had a call on a Viking in the woods." She'd be like, "Mark, shut up, go to bed."
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny because people, when we go somewhere, it's not like we're exactly discreet. I normally have braids in my hair, but summertime it's hot. I give myself a break in the
I
summertime.
get it. That's why I look like this. I just had all this.
Oh, that's
Fine.
why we opted to get it. I'm like, it's warm. I'm gonna go ahead and shave the sides, and the braids will stay out for like one more week.
It feels so good under that hat at work.
But oh shit, where was I going with it? We went out for my birthday one year and went axe throwing.
Yes.
All of a sudden, I get a message from one of my coworkers. Did you just go axe throwing tonight? Maybe. Why? Well, my husband came home going, "Dude, I met these awesome Viking couple here throwing axes. And this chick's got the most awesome braids." Yeah, that's me.
Hey, at least at that moment you're like, "Hey, we must be pretty cool considering this guy came home." I was like, "Dude, I met these cool people."
Yeah.
We kind of just stick out a little bit when we go around somewhere, especially when I have my braids in.
Just a little bit.
So what's the reaction to that though? I mean, like to the normal per se people,
Yeah.
just be like when you
About
explain
us
like
or my
yes.
braids.
No, not the braids, just
Huh,
because
what
they'll
are
see
you
you and like you said, you don't fit
Well,
the
no.
the normal bill and you stick out. So I mean, is it when you explain you guys are professional wrestlers? I mean, what's the feedback on that? Because I know what our
we-
feedback's been.
we've gotten a few compliments here and there, but it depends on who it is. Like if they're more of a younger, I've noticed if they're like our age or younger, they'll like it. But if there's someone older, I've heard some few snarky comments here and there.
Yeah.
You'll hear that no matter what. You could cure cancer tomorrow, and they'd be like, "Yeah, but they didn't cure AIDS." You know what I mean? So that's how the world is.
We've learned to adapt to a little bit of it and going, it's us. We look this way because we follow the Norse religion, and this is just us. So
Yeah.
And that's why you
absolutely.
work, because you talk about the good gimmicks that work. It's people turned up to 10. You know what
that
I
was
mean?
always what I was taught. Cody always said the best gimmick is you turned up to 10.
Yep. And that's, I think, honestly, why we're having success is because we like the bullshit. We like to talk. We're turning ourselves up. I'm being who I am, and you know what I mean. We're allowing ourselves to be a little bit cocky too. You know what I mean? And it's, I don't know. I trained with Cody for maybe 2-3 sessions, right? And not by Cody's fault by any means, but there was a middleman in between us that kind of did me dirty on some money stuff. And I didn't get to finish my training with Cody, so I only got a little bit of time in the industry. And but with that being said, once I started having my kids, I kind of just backed off from it. But I was always a mega fan, and this gives me a way to be a part of it in a way that I almost find just as much fun as being in a match and being in a ring, because this way. Like if I was still working and I worked you guys, I might get, 10, 15 minutes in the match with you guys, but I don't get the time to sit around and bullshit with you guys and get to know who you actually are. You know what I mean? So I kind of like this spectrum of wrestling, and it's fun, and you get to see a different side of people.
No, I like your guys' podcast because out of the ones that I've done over the years, the ones that are more relaxed and open like this, I find more fun, and it just seems less scripted and just more just into it.
I've never written down a question ever.
Speaking of scripted, we got to ask our question. Mike.
This is the only scripted question we have.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a dad, we gotta have to know these things. We have standards. What do you guys keep your thermostat set to?
Oh, shit. That is an ongoing battle once in a while.
Fuck you, I win 90% of the time.
Until I freeze like an icebox and turn it the fuck up.
All right, what are each of your preferred?
I don't mind overnight being at 68 because it's overnight, but somebody likes to sneak it to 67. If he does that, I punish him at 70.
Oh, see.
Yeah.
Hey, you're still in the window.
There are
still
Well,
in the
we
window.
don't have a lot of windows in the house, so it's easier for us to keep our place cold. We don't have a shit ton of windows.
Plus, you can't
Right.
see him right now, but that little bastard.
Groot, get out of the way.
There are three acceptable answers. So 68, 69, and 70. So, that's...
Somebody like 67 likes to piss me off and make me freeze to death.
You know what?
Hence, I have blankets all over the house.
I don't want to hear it.
I have
Wrong
blankets
answer, dude.
all over the house.
Oh, hell. Well, man, we've been an easy hour with you guys for sure. We're already over an hour.
Oh, shit.
That's a sign of a good conversation right there, man. I love when I don't realize that we are an hour in, and it makes it so much easier than have to be like, oh, what do we ask these people next? You know what I mean? You guys were easy chat.
You guys have given
those
us.
podcasts. They get a little awkward middles there because they don't know what to talk about anymore. I'm like,
Yeah.
No,
You guys-
I just enjoy
exactly
talking
what I
with
wanted to
people,
see.
and pretty much every single person we have had on, it just ends up being a fun conversation. It doesn't even have to be about wrestling, like how we talked about video games for a while, and whatever. Hot sauce. I love hot sauce.
Just
Yeah.
let's
Till now,
shoot the
I think-
shit.
I bet you $20 once this gets seen. Certain fans will probably start bringing hot sauce.
I'm still waiting for you to run. I'm still waiting for you to run into Paloma and you and her.
I'm challenging her to a hot sauce off if I ever get in the ring with her.
She has her sriracha, so
That is
It's
why
funny you say that because I have a hot sauce that's sitting on my shelf over here that as soon as we started talking about that, my first thought was, well, I know what I'm bringing Fenrir the next time he's on a card I'm going to.
all right. Now we got to tell him what Ohio show we're going to next.
Yeah. See?
We keep it mostly booked in Indiana and West Virginia stuff.
Are you- You guys do Battle on the Border at all?
He contacted me recently, but we have not set any specific dates. I think some of my stuff overlaps with his because of all my wedding stuff we have to take care of right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
So we're kind of
you're
mostly
busy
booked
month.
up till after September. Then we kind of open up October on.
Any honeymoon plans?
Yes, we are going to go to Gatlinburg.
Awesome.
I love Gatlinburg.
Chalet?
Hmm?
Is chalet a cabin?
We're staying with a friend.
Okay.
Okay. Even
Makes it more
better.
affordable,
Better.
so we can go spend money on all the touristy stuff.
Yes.
There you go. Perfect.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, that where you stay down there is usually the biggest expense, so I don't blame you at all.
That's me and my wife on the little skylift. Look at me wearing a CM Punk shirt. What a mark.
No, we have to. I take him anywhere. He's usually wearing some kind of wrestling shirt.
I'm
usually.
sorry, 9% of my shit is wrestling stuff, not including
Same.
the stuff that we're coming out with.
Cephas never wears wrestling shirts out anywhere.
I don't hold a world record for wrestling shirts or nothing. I need me a Shield Wall shirt. That's for sure. We need to get one of those on my count.
We've got one left of the current print we have, and we're working on a new print.
Heck yeah. I mean, what's the size on that last print you got?
Large.
Shit. I mean,
You can squeeze into it.
I could probably squeeze into it. I bought a whole lot of small shirts when I was trying to keep my record of no repeats. And I bought a lot of 20 small shirts. If you go back in my videos, there's a few times where I'm like, all right, what up, y'all? Today's shirt is very
I'm 100% going back for that now.
Yes.
there's quite a few in there,
Just crop tops.
There's if you want to be able to just Google one and find it easy, look up my Zia Lee shirt. That son of a bitch is an extra medium. That
is a 4T.
Oh my fucking god, dude! It might have been a youth large. Like,
God damn.
but I went 425 days without a repeat, so I feel like
That's damn good.
Yeah, that was appropriate. And now I'm at next Wednesday will be my 600th day in a row wearing a wrestling shirt, posting it online, and tagging it with Guinness. So I officially hold 2 world records now. So.
Oh, we
See,
definitely
and
have one of our shirts.
that's the best part for me. People ask me all the time. They're like, "So does he just like put the shirt on?" And I'm like, "No, he wears that shirt all day long." Like
there are a few times though. Like I had a 1993 or 4 WCW shirt. I only wore that bitch for the video because it had fucking moth holes in it and it was falling apart. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I had an original Blue World Order shirt. I wore that one just for the video. You know, there's a couple of them like that.
But
Then
majority
there's
of
one-
them, yes, he does wear all day long.
There's the one that I got with Orange Cassidy. I had bought a Mid-Atlantic Champion T-shirt of his, right? And it was right before he changed the fucking name of it to the International belt. So we went and did a meet and greet with him, and I did my shirt video with him, which is always cool. And not once has a wrestler turned me down yet. They've all done videos with me, from Kevin Nash to Danhausen to anybody.
Matt
But-
Cardona.
Yeah, Matt Cardona did one. But anyways, when I just blanked. Who was I talking about?
Orange
Orange
Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy.
Orange Cassidy. I showed Orange Cassidy. I was like, yeah, my shirt says, Mid-Atlantic Champion, but now it's international. He's like, yo, you want me to fix it live on camera? Yes. So he just drew on the shirt. He says, now it's international. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome! And you're
Dude,
the only
you-
shirt that's
you-
like that now.
Yeah.
One of one.
One of
One
one.
of
Dude,
one.
you got to get that like framed in glass or something.
They actually changed his graphic, and then he
Yeah.
did the same thing. He scratched out all Atlantic and wrote.
Yeah, but he's got the original now, though.
Yeah.
You gave
Yeah.
him the idea.
Right.
Dude,
Right.
we were freaking out, and it wasn't even us, and it was happening to him, and he's just,
Right. Like I was
like,
sitting there videoing it and I'm like, holy shit, is this happening right now?
Oh, hell.
he's like, it's not right. You want me to fix it?
Yeah.
Well, on that note, guys, you
That's
guys got
been it,
anything
man.
else?
Yeah,
You got anything else?
me.
Either one of
Yeah.
you. Anything
Anything
else?
anything you guys would like to plug? Twitch streams or anything of that nature?
What's your socials and whatnots?
And bank
You
account
can
numbers,
find,
please.
so you can find me as Harley Fairfax on any of the social medias, and H_Fairfax for my Twitch.
Okay.
Gunnar?
If you want to watch me stream, which I'll actually probably be doing here in about an hour or two,
Yeah, he'll be streaming here a little bit.
if I can get freaking Texas Chainsaw to freaking work.
Yeah, I hear the lobbies are shit.
Right.
But what's the name
The
that you
name
find?
that you can follow is Fenrir Hunt for Blood. And I mean,
Here.
Facebook's the same thing.
It's just Fenrir Ragnarok on Facebook.
Yep.
So that's how we're pretty easy to find. We try and make it
Awesome.
easy to find us.
Heck yeah.
I think you guys should come up with a finisher that's called the Blood Eagle. Isn't that what it was? This is the Blood
We
Eagle.
are-
We've been working on that.
We are already working on that.
We have
Yes.
been working on that.
The one that we do now
Yes.
is called Beheading.
Yes.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
we already
Blood
have
Eagle.
Beheading. We're working on the Blood Eagle.
Speaking
Yes. Finally.
of which, what did you think of that nice little Game of Thrones graphic we used for the thumbnail? That was pretty neat. That was from the season 6 DVD cover.
I loved it.
We just put our faces on it.
I love it. I saw that. I'm like, oh, I love this even more now.
These guys
We
just
kinda
throw
have-
ideas. It's like,
Well,
just
the
throw me
the
an
best
idea.
part of that was getting the text, "Hey, send me a selfie looking dead." And we all immediately at work were just like, so I'm sure the guys in my shop are like, what the fuck is this guy,
I just love it when work looks at you strange, like, what are you doing?
what are you doing?
Nothing.
Oh, I
you
do it.
won't
I
do
do it all the time at work. I'll just be like, yeah. And then
Yeah.
somebody else in the shop. None of the guys I work with watch wrestling at all. But it's so infectious that I'll yell out, yeah, and somebody else will do it. It never fails.
I was like, you guys know what I look like normally with the braids and all that stuff, but I work in an office in IT. I don't think I fit in.
Hey, it doesn't, but there doesn't have to be a mold to that kind of thing. I mean, if you're good at what you do, you're good at what you do.
Oh, it's just entertaining though. And I come in with a random black guy. They're like, "What'd you do?" Y'all know what I did. I'll tell you the story fully in a minute.
Yeah, that's got to be having to explain that kind of stuff has got to be very interesting.
I caught Fenrir with my face.
Got my
Screw
fiance.
you.
The first thing you
I
ever
had a
did
street
was
fight
I
with my
was like,
fiance
"Yo,
this
dude,
weekend.
how's my line now?"
Hey, your lines are a lot better.
That's
I
great.
just want to
Well-
say thank you guys so much because you
Yeah,
guys have given
great.
us exactly what I expected. The dynamic between you guys is absolutely incredible, and just getting to see you guys kind of interact in this kind of atmosphere is 100% worth it. So thank you
Plus,
so
you're
much.
the first ever couple on DWO podcast.
Yes.
That's history right there.
I can see it's so cool. And, not only, an intergender tag team, which is, outside of the norm, which I so much enjoy. And FGW was one of the first places I'd actually seen more intergender matches. And
I love that
that's
they don't
something-
even acknowledge it because it doesn't necessarily need to be acknowledged. You put
Yeah.
somebody
exactly.
like there's so many good women out there that can kick the fucking shit out of
And
90%
there's,
of
I was
these.
gonna say, there's people like the women like Lufisto and Jessica Havoc that have been breaking down those barriers, and I'm just trying to follow suit and trying to, and I'm just trying to come in and follow suit and help keep it going.
Real quick, you mentioned Jessica. The first time I ever watched her wrestle live, it was the first Revolver show we ever went to, and I watched her give a pile. I can't even remember the name of the dude, but I watched her give a second rope pile driver to a guy, and I thought he was dead.
He was a little guy. He was just a
What
little
I
guy.
love her so much.
He was like a local Dayton talent. I can't. I wish I could remember his name, but I saw her pick him up and then climb up to the second rope, and I'm
Nate
like, oh
Wings?
no, what was it?
Nate Wings?
I honestly can't remember.
That
It was
sounds
so
right.
long ago.
Because I was trying to remember who was in
Oh, you
that
weren't
match. I
there.
think he was one of them.
Yeah, it was like a scramble match.
Yep.
Mhm.
I remember
And
watching
yeah, she gave him
I'm
a
pretty
second
sure-
rope pile driver, and I was just like, oh no,
Please don't
that man
die.
is dead.
Please don't die.
This is why
It
I love
was.
the fact that I have the video clip of me giving Eric Fallen 2 GTSs.
Goddamn, he's a huge dude. How'd you put that
Yeah.
up there?
I
God.
am not as tiny as y'all think I am.
I have to say, that was one thing I'm going to say is like, both with you and with like Jessica is seeing, how well that works, because I feel like the bigger companies don't know how to handle intergender stuff and don't, how to let, women
Some are
compete against
afraid to
men,
do
and
it.
it can be done, and it can be done well. And you guys are prime examples of that.
I think the best way is to just not acknowledge it. The fact that they're like whenever what's his name hit Rhea with the his finisher. Not Rhea. Oh shit. Baron Corbin hit what's her name with his finisher.
When Baron Corbin
Oh, Becky
came
Lynch
Yeah, when he hit Becky Lynch with the
with
finisher.
End of Days. Yeah,
That right there, if they wouldn't have just acknowledged that's a man attacking a woman, that could have worked great. It was just heat. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. The fact that it gets pointed out is what makes it so taboo in
absolutely.
people's brains.
and they did it
Just
a
a
little bit
wrestler
too
fighting a
when
wrestler.
OC and Judgment Day were feuding.
Yeah.
They did it a little bit where Rhea like choke slammed Luke Gallows, and then Mia Yim did something to Dominic or something like that. But it's like, just let it happen, please.
Yeah.
You can tell a wonderful story with it.
Absolutely.
I want to watch Willow Nightingale pounce Kip Saban into the second row. Like, can that happen? That I'd like that. That'd be cool.
And while we're at it, let's let her kick fucking Alex Shelley's ass. God damn.
That too. Yeah, pounce Alex Shelley into the second row.
I'm
Something.
fucking tired of Alex Shelley.
Dude, just Dr. Bomb and Spinebuster him into the ground and come take the Revolver remix title. Sammy Callahan, please book Willow Nightingale and
Please.
Revolver. Thank you. I'm a fan.
No.
Oh shoot.
No, I did actually fantasy book that to both of them individually. Manders, one called Manders, and Willow. I met them both separately, and I was like, "Can you guys please come to Revolver and just have a Dr. Bomb off? Like,
Oh my god.
please?" And they were like, "Dude, that'd be awesome." And I'm like, "Do it, please, Sammy.
Sammy, quick.
Please, Sammy.
It would be
Please,
so good."
Anymore, man. There's only so many spots, and they have so many names now. And
Yeah.
it's just
Bro, they just announced oh gosh, what's her last name?
Emi Sakura.
Emi Sakura.
Yep.
And dude, I don't know how much you guys watch NJPW, but she is the equivalent, in my opinion. She's like Lita level's legend of a female wrestler in Japan.
Really?
Like she
Right.
is tremendous. And she's only 46, but she looks 26. You know what I mean? And she's gonna be at Revolver. But we're gonna get
Yeah,
to see her.
That women's Grand Prix
Bro.
show is going to be awesome. I'm so
Yeah.
pumped for that.
I'm glad I
Trisha
was at. Huh?
I get to see Trish Adora finally. I have
Yeah.
been wanting to see her live forever. Vert Vixen's going to be there. Oh,
She's the Defy
be
Women's Champion.
should have been
No.
Harley.
What? What should have been?
You not on the card yet?
Not that I know of.
Should be.
never know.
Never
We'll
know.
see.
Hey, I acknowledge it takes time to get to places. I'm not one that's going to rush something.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I
If you're doing the
acknowledge
right things, just keep at it, keep at it,
Exactly.
keep at it, keep at it.
I'm at the point where I'm choosing to have fun, and I'm not meaning in a negative way. I'll see where it goes as it goes at this point. I've
Yeah.
watched, not going to say specifics or names or anything. I've watched too much backstabbing and too much hatred, and I just want to have fun.
Yeah.
I feel it.
Amen.
That's where we're at in the podcast game too. We're not going to be that podcast that gets on there and is all negative and
Right.
all that
And it makes
stuff.
it
And-
so much more fun.
yeah,
Just look at how bad the internet was just
exploded
today.
today. Yeah.
over. Yeah.
This is
Over
why
the news
sometimes I
today.
just stay off Facebook once in a while.
Yeah.
I'll
Well-
advertise the shows I'm on, but then just sometimes it's just not worth it.
Yeah, there were a lot of the podcasts out there that were like breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, and I'm like, dude,
Eh.
like we all know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
You guys could have robbed a bank yesterday and got out on bail, and we wouldn't even have brought it up today.
Yeah.
That's you know what I mean? We'd have been like, let's just talk wrestling and video games. Then
Yeah.
after we got off here, we'd have been like, dude, you guys robbed a fucking bank?
that's pretty cool.
Oh, shit out.
Did you
All right,
even
I love
ask?
this podcast. This has been one of the more fun ones I've ever done. I swear.
Yes.
I've been doing this for 13 years. This is one of the fun ones I've ever done.
All right. That's one of the greatest
Thank you.
compliments we could get.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Well, geez, we are at an hour 23. That
Almost
just
got an
shows
hour and a half.
How much fun we are having here.
Hell yeah.
We
We're
called
going to
it.
wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for
And
having us.
we'll
We really
definitely have to
appreciate
have you
it.
back. Hopefully we see you here soon in the future at a show. Definitely keep us updated on where you're at.
If we end up in your
And
wedding, because we need the Renaissance Festival, I mean.
Hey, this was our first podcast as a tag team and everything. So
My
thank
first
you.
Podcast ever.
Yeah, this was his first podcast ever.
awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey.
Podcast
Hell yeah.
Ginity. Take it.
You always remember your first, buddy.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's that watermelon moonshine song. There you go.
You have some of that in the living room.
That's
All
always
right.
good.
Thank you again, guys.
Um,
We really do appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
For sure.
Fellow dads, you got anything else?
I'm good, man. Hey, no, I do have some dad advice for you, man. If your kid is crying and they're freaking out, man, don't isolate them. Work through it with them. Work through it and try to figure out what's making them freak out and take the time to understand it, man. They're just little kids, little humans trying to figure it out just like we did. Make sure you remember that they don't have 30 whatever years experience. You know what I mean? It's hard to figure it out. So Take time with your kids. There's your dad
And-
advice for the day.
I'm gonna tack onto that dad advice. If you do have a kid that's freaking out over something, don't freak out with them, because the more you freak out, the more they're going to freak out. Be the calm one, because if they see you calm, they're going to realize it's not such a big deal.
Right.
You are the example they see.
Until they turn to teenagers and they can turn to complete psychopaths.
Yeah, that's we're talking like
We're
11
talking
and
little
under.
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in a different league, guys.
yeah. Mike's fighting for his life over there.
Like I remember when that worked.
No, the girls are out of the house now. It's just me and Mikey. So we
Him and
straight.
Mikey, yeah.
All
Well, as always, check us out on all the socials at DWO_podcast, on Facebook at the DWO podcast, on TikTok at DWO_pod, because we're really bad at continuity in social handles.
It's not our fault.
Um,
It's Facebook's fault.
It's for sure. And it's my fault because the first time I set up TikTok, I set up at the DWO podcast or at DWO_podcast with a wrong email. So, things happen.
Woohoo!
Dads and technology. Check us out on Pro Wrestling Tees, TeePublic. TeePublic does have a little bit more in terms of designs. So we're probably going to plug that one a little bit more, but wherever you want to get your shirts, go check us out.
on Pro Wrestling Tees as well.
Yeah, wrestling t-shirt guy. He's got some cool ones on there. And as always, we've been the DWO podcast. I've been Big Rig Eric Maffey. He has been Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He's been wrestling t-shirt guy Cephas. And they have been Shield Wall, Harley, and Fenrir. Thank y'all so much for coming on. Until next time, Top Dads out.